Hey everybody, John O'Connor here again. Today I thought it'd be fun to give you a little bit of a what happened last night video. The last video I posted was about the workshop I was going to be hosting with my Thursday night game group, and I wanted just to share a couple of things that happened there, some great ideas we came up with, some changes we made, but I also kind of wanted to use this video as a catch-all for what's been going on since I started the channel, give a couple shout-outs. The first one is to Tim Harper. I want to thank you for always commenting on my videos. I actually appreciate the feedback you give me. My buddy Jonathan Mueller, the map maker, wanted to post a reply to one of your comments, but he's having some trouble with his YouTube account. He threw a hissy fit when he read about you wanted me to cut the map up. Yeah, he said that's a no-go. Also, I wanted to thank Chad Teaster, sorry Chad, don't know how to pronounce your last name. I appreciate the ad on Facebook, along with Dungeon Master Brad. I actually enjoyed our was it 3.5 hour conversation a couple days ago. It was actually a nice way to kill some time. With that out of the way, I'll also talk to my group. Everybody in the group is kind of fair weather about me making these videos. They don't care. They really just don't want to be in front of the camera. Jonathan went as far as to say that if I recorded one in front of him, he'd be a smartass, but he does not want to be in front of the camera. The girls, they're just... one of them, actually, I wanted to give another shout out to Carly, actually subscribed to this channel. I didn't know until last night, but again, I kind of get the feeling that she likes watching the videos, not necessarily wanting to be a part of it. If I'm wrong, Carly, leave a comment, join the conversation. Alright, so what I've got here is my actual handwritten notes from last night. 3 pages of them. We went over the 38 deities of the Lexington Pantheon. We changed a ton of things around. One big example is we don't have a deity for halflings anymore. It was kind of an oversight while editing things last night, but a big part of my pantheon is a group of goddesses called the Six Sisters. Well, when they originally put together, they were some of the first deities I put on the list, and they were given racial domains and racial portfolios, which really just haven't held up as the stories progressed, and, you know, first draft turned into second draft turned into third draft kind of thing. And so one of my first deities right there, Hamis, actually had elves. Her weapon was the Elven Thin Blade and had the portfolio of elf. Well, there's 2 other deities who actually are very elf-focused, so we decided, okay, Hamis doesn't need to have elves anymore. And that same process continued with Kassan, Zelen, Metris, Cassandra, Aaliyah. Well, the problem is that when we got to Metris, she had halflings in her portfolio, and actually had the domain halfling. Well, we took it off because, again, we agreed doesn't really fit, especially if they're all supposed to be, you know, related somehow. So the Six Sisters, we got rid of all the racial profiles and domains in them, and it wasn't really a problem with a lot of them because there was a backup deity who, if not one, at least 2. But when we got to Metris, we got rid of halfling. We looked around and we're like, oh wait, we don't have a halfling deity anymore. But a lot of portfolios got switched around. One of the big ones that had been there for quite a while, for over 2 years, Cassandra had actually had a domain that I had put on there, Seduction, which at the time I thought fit for the backstory. It really doesn't, since it's a good deity. So one of the Six Sisters, who happens to be evil, and adultery is now in their portfolios, we decided to move Seduction down there, and we're going to give Cassandra another domain later on that's more accommodating. Last night, the map maker, Jonathan absolutely hates coming up with names for characters, locations, and I'm not a fan of using references to, you know, JRPGs, other fantasy books. You know, I like come up with original names, you know, do something that hasn't been done before. That's very much what I'm about. So last night he actually impressed me when we had to come up with a Hobgoblin deity, because Piku Pasca, which is Finnish for little shit, had Goblin and Hobgoblin in their portfolio. Well, after some discussion about that, it didn't make sense, because Hobgoblins and Goblins, although they can exist together, don't really worship the same things. There's some crossover, but not as much as you would think if you were a human looking in. So we agreed that they needed their own god. Well, again, notes here. Galric Thor was the name that John came up with. And I'm not going to knock anybody else. I'm not going to knock Nicole or Carly, because they helped too. But in one sitting, Jonathan really put this deity together and gave the domains are war, domination, planning, glory. It's a lawful evil. It has a pull axe as its favorite weapon, and its portfolio is hobgoblins, orcs, strategy, tactics, and conquest. And I mean, I think it was just kind of cool that he actually put a deity together, because before we sat down and did this, he was like, well, this really isn't my cup of tea. I don't know what you need out of me. But I mean, when the occasion rose, he was the first guy to go, this is my idea. And actually under his guidance, along with a lot of input from Carly and Nicole, portfolios got switched around, alignments got switched around, things just fit better now, which I really do appreciate. But that is on the deity notes. I'd also said that I wanted to change the names of the months and my years. That didn't happen. The group kind of said we don't really have a problem with that. But on the names of the week, that list wasn't changed either, because this right here was about 2 hours of people actually sitting down, thinking, some conversation back and forth. So I mean, there was a lot of time and effort placed in deities, something that focuses around your story, your beliefs, some of your political views. And although the days of the week come up more often, it doesn't change who you are or what you are. I prefer to use the 10-day system, so 10 days of the week, all starting with S, and some of them, again, just don't hold up, like Smokeweed. I thought it sounded cool for a while, it just doesn't. And the 10th day of the week is Schnitzel. I said before I was going to get rid of Schnitzel, but the map maker said, it doesn't matter how much time and effort you put in this project, I'm just still going to call it Shnitzel. And I was like, well, goddammit, you're being counterproductive. And then it was kind of that thought of, well, shit, he does take the time and effort to draw out other people's characters. He did, you know, not only has he done that map, he's also collaborated on other ideas. He's actually put classes into my world. So it's like, sometimes you just have to give somebody that small victory, and you know it's stupid, and you know that, okay, the official canon will be changed at some point, and he's not going to help with it, but for all the good that Jonathan Mueller brings to my campaigns, I had to give him this little bit of bad, because he does a lot of great things for me. So, Schnitzel is still on the books. At some point I will post the 10 days of the week, maybe in the, you know what, in the description section I will post the 10 days of the week, just so you can see them. Some of them I like, some of them I don't like. Look through them. Another one that I just cannot stand is Searingpeach. Nick put that one on the list, and again, funny at first, became a placeholder second, and it just has overstayed its welcome. I welcome any ideas. If you give me a name that I like, I will give you full credit. None of my work's being published anywhere, so this is all just to make a better world. Before I go, at the beginning of the week I made a couple pre-recordings, so I just wanted to give you something to look forward to tomorrow. My reviews and thoughts on Munchkin, the game. This will actually be the first video that does not get posted on the YouTube RPG Brigade, so look for it on my channel. Other than that, guys, I hope you're having a great day. Mine's been pretty solid, actually, and I'll see you real soon. Later.